The name's Henry. Caleb. Henry. Oh, yeah! Skyfall. I was really looking forward to Skyfall. I loved Casino Royale, the first Daniel Craig James Bond. Just watched Quantum of Solace, actually the day that I watched Skyfall, and Quantum of Solace was like, there was no story to it. It was just a bunch of action, and it wasn't even like good action. That movie was just a disaster compared to Casino Royale. Skyfall. I was really looking forward to it because of a few things. Sam Mendes is the director. He directed American Beauty, and American Beauty won Best Picture. It was a great movie. It was, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't like it, but it was phenomenally made. Just an outstanding piece of film. Really looking forward to seeing how he would do this movie, and if he would make it like more of a quality, or if he'd stay with the James Bond feel. And overall, I would say he definitely knocked it out of the park. It had more of a Academy Award type feel to it, where everything that happened was quality. You know, it wasn't like, I mean, there were still some dorky scenes in it that would never happen, but something about it felt more like this guy knows his film. You could tell watching the movie that the director was good. You could just tell. And the movie starts off, and if you see in the trailers, James Bond is up on this train fighting a guy, and he gets shot and falls off, and he's dead, supposedly. I'm not spoiling anything because that's in the trailer. At that point, I was kind of like, okay, I'm really not feeling this James Bond thing yet. Like, that opening scene was really good, and for the first time in my life, I wish they would have had more shaky cam in it. Now, I'm not talking like Taken 2 shaky cam. That's like this, you can't see what's happening. Okay, I'm talking like the Bourne shaky cam or even Casino Royale shaky cam, where it's just a little bit, makes you feel more in it. I felt like the director in that first scene was a little separated, is what it felt like. And it was like really good action, but it was like I didn't feel it. And I was in the IMAX, so I mean, the sound was quality was good, everything was good about it, and it just, I wasn't in it yet. But then the credits roll, and Adele's song kicked on and started singing, and I was like, okay, this is a Bond movie. Like, she nailed that song. She just nailed it. And the credits, the whole credit sequence is like a 4-minute sequence of just credits rolling. And if you've ever noticed, the newest 3 Bond movies have awesome credits. I was like, oh, okay, I'm back in this. And then the movie really got going after that. And I really like Daniel Craig. I've always been a huge Daniel Craig fan. All the other performances were great. And then Javier Bardem, the villain in this movie, almost gives an Oscar-worthy performance, like nomination-worthy performance. If he doesn't get nominated, I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, he didn't get nominated. But if he does, I'll be like, yeah, he probably deserved it. Like, it was so good. And the opening scene with the villain, Daniel Craig's like tied to a chair. Javier Bardem's character comes down an elevator and starts walking towards the camera. And the camera's at the very back of the building. And he starts walking, he starts monologuing this whole way. And he keeps coming back and keeps coming closer to James Bond. And he keeps talking. And it's like a minute-long monologue and just nails it. He like gets all the way up to the camera, says something to Bond, and then he acts really creepy. And from that moment on, you're like, okay, this villain is legit. He's creepy. And definitely the best villain out of the Bond movies. Like, not even close. I liked the villain in Casino Royale, but it wasn't anything special. But this guy was, like, solid. The only issue I have with the villain is he's not in it very long. His character is in the movie a lot, but the actual screen time of Javier Bardem is not very long. And so I was a little bummed that he wasn't in it more. I really liked the backstory of his character. I thought it was cool, but there were a few things that were like, didn't quite add up. When you saw him, you kind of had the Hannibal Lecter feel to it. He kind of was, like, creepy in the way that Hannibal Lecter was. We're like, ooh, this guy has something else about him that is just creepy. And that's what Javier Bardem brought to the character. Loved it. Everything about the movie, I really enjoyed it. Was it my favorite of the Bond movies? I'm going to say Casino Royale is still my favorite because of those 2 scenes I mentioned earlier, the parkour and the poker scene. But overall quality, I think they're about tied. So it's one of those, like, if you told me that you thought Skyfall was the best quality one of the 3, I would say, okay, yeah, I can see that. But if you told me Casino Royale was, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that too. Like, they're not really comparable, and they're both equally good, and I like them both equally. I think I don't know which one I'd watch more, actually. It's literally a toss-up. The ending to this movie, though, there's a scene where they're walking away, and there's like a fire in the background, and there's kind of some mist, and they're walking in the mist. It is one of the coolest scenes I've seen in a long time in a movie, where you could tell the director just knew his film. Just really awesome how, like, intense that scene was. Overall, I'm going to give Skyfall a 9 out of 10. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie. I gave Casino Royale a 9 out of 10, so I had to give them both a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to say definitely go watch Skyfall. You don't need to watch it in the IMAX because it was not filmed in IMAX, so therefore it's kind of pointless to see it in IMAX. Other than the sound is really good. I definitely say go see it. Don't miss out on it to see it in theaters. It's always a good time. I've been doing a radio show here at school. It goes from 3 to 4 on Mondays most of the time, and I just talk movies. There's 2 of us that do it, and I'll update what times that's going to be on in the link because it's an internet radio. So you can watch it wherever you're at in the world, even though I think everybody that watches this is either in Prineville, Oregon, or in Oklahoma City. So just like my Facebook page, and then I'll put the link to my radio station. You can listen to me talk movies for an hour or 2 hours. Might do a 2-hour show this next week. I'm not sure yet. Leave comments down below what you'd like me to talk about in my radio show or what review you'd like me to do. I was going to do Looper, but then I realized that I watched Skyfall, and I figured Skyfall's probably more important. I might come out with a Wreck-It Ralph review. Maybe, but I did a written review of that. That'll be in the description below on my blog. Do all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter. All the descriptions are down there also, because I also update stuff about my radio show and YouTube and all that on there also. So, I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos, and I will keep trying to come out with more. I've been so busy with school and all, so hang in there. We'll get more reviews coming. And I will do my Lord of the Rings reviews. Trust me, they will come before The Hobbit.